Hey everyone, this is Simko Wojtowicz from the Fusing Shop. Tonight, well, first of all, I'm wearing my microphone tonight. My kids told me the audio in the previous videos was horrible. So I'm taking their advice and I'm hooking up the mic, and we're gonna go with that instead of just the microphone on the camera. So tonight, we're going to make an implosion style marble, and it's pretty much just going to be putting some, and it's pretty much going to be just making a gather, putting some dots on it and imploding that, and it's kind of going to make like a cactusy looking thing. It's very similar to make a flower implosion, but this one we're going to make just dots instead of shapes. And let's get started. All right, let's go over the materials. Not too much tonight. You know what? I'm going to use the bigger 20mm rod. This is way easier to get a bigger piece with. And I have a pulled stringer here. I think this is titanium blue. And I'm gonna heat this glass up and get it nice and hot. The thicker your glass is, the slower you have to heat it up, or else it'll break on you. And rotate that in the flame. Turn down your propane, turn up the oxygen. Get a nice neutral flame going. And now we're going to do my favorite thing, which is making that gather. Keep your glass angle down, elbow down position. This glass takes a little bit longer to gather because it's thicker, but you're going to get a way bigger gather on this one than you do on your 10mm rod. And it's starting to get there already. I'm not going to make it too big. The bigger it is, the easier it is to draw on it. Of course, the smaller, the more difficult. All right, when you get your gather to be the size that you want, you're going to take it and you're going to flip this over and you're going to smush it on your marver I have on my workbench here. So I'm going to get this nice and juicy hot first. Nice and red hot. And I'm going to gently press it onto my marver pad. sheet. And we're going to draw on this side of the glass right here. This is where we're going to be putting our design. And I think I'm going to move the camera so I can get it from the other angle, because usually I do this with my left hand. So just bear with me one quick second here. I'm going to cut this off for a second, and we'll be right back. And we're back. So I switched sides so you can see what I'm doing here with this. Hello. All right, I got a stringer of glass pulled out here, and I'm just going to make a tiny flame, because this is super thin glass. It melts very quickly, and we're just going to dot the glass around the center. Some little dots here. Just going to heat that up. So I keep the whole disc nice and hot, or else this will break. That's what it looks like so far. Just got a couple little blue dots on there. I'm going to add some more in a second. I'm just putting them in a random pattern. You can do as many or as little as you want. It's up to you. I'm going with a nice amount here. There's no real pattern that I stick to. Just wherever see a space, I'm just going to try to put in a little dot there. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's what it looks like. It's got a bunch of little glowing dots on there. And now we're just going to melt this in. And now we're going to hold our glass with what's called elbows up position. So the glass is angled downward. And now this glass is going to start to wrap around on itself. Just want to get a nice even heat to keep it wrapping evenly. What you're going to start to see is those points getting more and more condensed on the inside. Once once in a while you're going to want to go and hit that marver and just reflatten it again, and that'll help it implode and help keep things nice and even for you. Looks a little bit off center, that's okay. Just put the heat where you need to even it out. And then you can get it right back where it's supposed to be. And you just keep heating and imploding, and heating and imploding and pushing on your marver. I could see the points already starting to fold in on themselves in the glass. Excuse me. Okay, so I've just been doing a little bit of imploding, heating and imploding. And this is actually looking really cool. Now comes the fun part. We're going to start shaping it into a round ball. Again, you can make this into a pendant or use it for a different project. There's really no set ways. I just like making them into marbles. I don't know if you can see it yet. Let's see if we can get it in the camera. Oh, hand's going the wrong way. You can see how that's imploding and how all that glass is now on the inside. All right, so I'm gonna start to round it off. First, I gotta pull out the middle a little bit. Got myself a 5mm rod here. I'm just gonna attach it and pull that center out so we have a nice clean termination. now we're going to start to round this off. Now it kind of looks like a jellyfish. Come on, camera. Work with me here. All right. Anyway, just gonna melt it in. Start rounding it out. Now you can just keep your glass parallel to your workbench and it'll start to round the shape out. Getting some rain outside now. So the first half is rounded off. Now we'll go ahead and attach, let me see, I need a nice 10mm rod here. Here's my 10mm. I'll grab this one here. So it's got something on the end of it, but that's okay. Just sharpening the point here for my cold seal. Just going to heat the rod, the big rod here, cut it off. Like to heat one spot, then when it gets hot, just rotate. Gives you like a guideline where your heat is. Make sure you get a nice even heat, and then you can pull your hands apart and flame cut it off. Pull, 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 pull. Now we're just going to melt that back down into the ball. Always like to flash those cold seals to make sure they don't fall off. We only want them to fall off when we need them to, not when we don't expect it. That actually looks pretty good right there. Gonna just give it a quick fire polish. I'm gonna show you what we made. Once it cools off, hard to see right now. Oh, come on, camera, work with me here. But you'll see the blue show up once that cools down a little bit. This might explode on me, but whatever. Just a demo. Still, the core is extremely hot right now. But you can see the general shape. And now you can start seeing that titanium blue in there. I'm gonna just pop it off. Knock off the cold seal. And you just want to fire polish that little blip that's left behind. Then I'll sink right back in. All right, going in the kiln. Get a picture of it tomorrow. Thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.